Welcome to Almanac TV. In this video, we will take a look at interesting and important events that took place in the 1930s. The 1930s Almanac begins. 1930. The Chinese Civil War between the Nationalist Party and the Communist Party took place in China. In March 1930, Mahatma Gandhi embarked on the Salt March for the publication of India's Declaration of Independence. The planet Pluto was discovered. The Turkish government has officially requested foreign countries to use Turkish names for their cities in Turkey. Women in Turkey were granted the right to vote in local elections. The first FIFA World Cup competition was held in Uruguay. 1931. The Japanese Empire invaded Manchuria in 1931 and established the Manchukuo puppet state in the region. Puyi, the last Qing dynasty emperor of China, was brought to power as the first and last leader of Manchukuo. The China flood, one of the largest recorded natural disasters until 1931, took place. With the directives of Atatürk, the Turkish Historical Society was established under the name of the Turkish History Research Society. The Republic of Spain was proclaimed. The doctrine of peace at home, peace in the world was expressed for the first time by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. 1932. The Chaco War between Bolivia and Paraguay, which resulted in the victory of Paraguay, began due to the disputed Gran Chaco region. Japan occupied Shanghai. Franklin Roosevelt was elected President of the United States in November 1932. Roosevelt initiated a widespread social welfare project called the New Deal to combat the economic and social devastation of the Great Depression. The Kingdom of Hejaz and Nesid was dissolved. Instead, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was proclaimed and the throne was given to Ibn Saud. Salvador Dali's painting The Persistence of Memory sold for $250. 1933. The Nazi Party, led by Adolf Hitler, rose to power in Germany in 1933. Along with it, the Treaty of Versailles rules were abolished. Segregation began against Jews, Gypsies, communists and homosexuals. Towards the end of the 30s, these activities intensified. A fascist-centered regime was established in Germany that would insist on expanding its territory and opposing the spread of communism. Turkish Airlines was founded. Sivas, Erzurum Railway was opened. The 29th of October, Atatürk delivered the 10th-year speech and the 10th anniversary of the Republic was celebrated. 1934. The Saudi-Yemen War has started between Saudi Arabia and the region's Kingdom of Yemen, which killed 2,100 soldiers and civilians. The island of Alcatraz has been turned into a prison of the United States. A general strike took place in France. There was a coup in Bulgaria, the fascist front seized power. Long Knives Night took place in Germany. In Austria, on the initiative of the Nazis, the Austrian Chancellor was assassinated. With the referendum held in Germany, Adolf Hitler was elected as the sole leader, Führer. Yugoslavia's King Alexander I and French Foreign Minister Louis Barthou were assassinated in Marseille by a Croatian activist. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk gave Ismet Pasha the surname Inonu. Sergei Kirov, deputy of Joseph Stalin, was killed and the purge began within the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. The law granting Turkish women the right to elect and be elected as a member of parliament was passed. 1935. Hitler took the decision to annex the federal state of Austria and other German-speaking areas in Europe. 1935–1936 Germany besieged and reincorporated the Tsar. Ethiopian Empire, World War II between 1935–1936. It was occupied by the Kingdom of Italy during the Italo-Abyssinian War. Post-occupation Italy, Ethiopian Empire II. It was a colony until the last years of World War II. Hurricane Labor Day has occurred. A Category 5 hurricane started in the Atlantic Basin and progressed to the Keys, Florida. It was one of the deadliest hurricanes ever seen in the United States, causing approximately $6 million in financial damage and killing 408 people. Monopoly, the most played commercial board game in world history, is released. In the fifth-term elections of the Turkish Grand National Assembly, where women voted for the first time, 18 women were elected and entered the parliament. 1936. With the uprising of soldiers against the Republican Popular Front coalition, the Spanish Civil War began. The Montreux Straits Convention, which allows Turkey to seal on the straits, was signed. Hitler withdrew Germany from the League of Nations. However, he hosted the 1936 Summer Olympics to introduce his new regime to the world and show the successful athleticism of his athletes. 1936 Summer Olympics started in Berlin. Surname law came into effect. 1937. With the amendment made in Article 2 of the Constitution, 6 principles entered the text of the Constitution. The state of Turkey is republican, nationalist, populist, statist, secular and revolutionary. Official language is Turkish. The office is the city of Ankara. The Second Sino-Japanese War broke out. This was the biggest war of the 20th century in Asia. It also accounted for more than 50% of casualties in the Pacific War. The Dersim Rebellion took place. German diplomat Ernst von Rath was murdered in Paris by a German-born Polish Jew, triggering the events of Kristallnacht night on the 9th or the 10th of November 1938 by the Gestapo and the SS. Tonight's events also served as a pretext for Germany to collect firearms in Jewish hands. On May 6, 1937, the Hindenburg airship belonging to the German Airship Company exploded in the skies of New Jersey, causing the death of 36 people. After the incident, different information about helium became available and this alternative was excluded from the airline transportation industry as it was deadly. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk appointed Jalal Bayar as Prime Minister, replacing İsmet İnönü. 1938. The great leader Mustafa Kemal Atatürk passed away. In China, the Yellow River flood occurred. It destroyed 54,000 square kilometers of land in Huayuankou and claimed an estimated 500,000 lives. German troops entered Austria. The next day Austria was declared part of Germany. The events known as the Crystal Night took place. 7,000 Jewish shops were looted in Berlin, hundreds of synagogues were set on fire, and many Jews were killed. (1939) Nazi Germany, which caused the outbreak of World War II in Europe, invaded Poland. 28,000 people lost their lives in the 8.3 magnitude earthquake in Chile. Hatay State Assembly unanimously decided to join Turkey. The Second World War, which will cost the lives of many people until 1945, when it will end. World War II has officially begun. The United Kingdom and France declared war on Germany. It was the first attempt to assassinate Adolf Hitler. A carpenter, George Elser, planted a bomb in a Munich brewery where he was going to give a speech. Hitler was unharmed, as he had left the scene 13 minutes before the bomb exploded. Gone with the Wind movie released. In the earthquake with a magnitude of 8 that occurred in Erzincan, approximately 33,000 people lost their lives and more than 100,000 people were left homeless. For your information on Almanac TV, the 1930s conveyed important events and interesting developments to you. See you in the new almanacs. Almanac TV. For your information.